In this video, I'm giving you my tips on taking cinematic B-roll footage using your smartphone. I'm going to be using the Xiaomi Mi 11 Ultra for this video, but this works with any phone. So without wasting any more time, let's get started. So let me show you our shooting area here. This is where I'm going to be shooting. We've got this big tree on the side here. I'm going to use that for bokeh. Then we've got a bench there with a bunch of kids' toys, another bench over there. I'm going to shoot everything in this one area. As per usual, step number one is to shoot everything in the pro mode. I'm going to be shooting everything using manual settings because that's exactly how you should be shooting. So no automatic controls. We're going to be shooting in 4K at 30 FPS. Alright, so once you're in pro mode, turn on log footage as well because we want to color grade and color correct this later, and make sure to adjust your white balance so that you have an easier time color correcting and color grading and matching your footage. Alright, so just because I'm shooting in 4K and in log doesn't mean you need to do the same. If you're shooting with an external app and you can only do 1080p, that's fine as well. The concept is pretty much the same. Log footage just helps me color grade and color correct this better to make it look more cinematic. And yeah, I just prefer shooting log. You don't have to. So let's begin with tip number one, which is shooting at the right time and getting the right lighting. Whenever I'm doing smartphone photography, I always shoot around this time. So that's sunrise or sunset. The reason for this is during this time the lighting looks the best and your smartphone has enough light to actually give you good results. Because when you shoot in the dark, you'll notice the quality just doesn't look good. Tip number two is going to be go out of focus. What I mean by this is you want to give context to what you're shooting but not actually show what you're shooting. How I do this is take the manual focus and bring it to the closest distance possible. By this, we get this nice blurry effect in the background, nice bokeh balls to work with, and that really helps sell that professional look because smartphone sensors aren't built for bokeh. The way to fake this is by filming whatever is closest to you. This really gives that sense of background blur, nice flares and stuff if you shoot directly into the sunlight as well. Looks pretty good. The third tip is going to be to add dynamic movement. This could be anything from slides to pans to push in and out, bringing focus in and out, anything to add that dynamic movement. So if you want to make your B-roll stand out and look a little bit more professional, adding movement is a great tip for that. Keep in mind though, the movement you add should be kind of subtle because with a phone it can get a little bit shaky, especially if you're doing it handheld, and your movement should have a reason. Don't just randomly start moving your phone around. Lastly, you can use the movement to connect shot to shot. So shot A can pan from left to right, and then shot B can start from panning left to right as well. If you just shoot static tripod footage, it looks pretty boring. So it makes it a lot nicer if you add in a little bit of pans and tilts, a lot of movement when you're following a subject. You'll see me do this in this video a bunch of times where I'm following trees. That creates a lot of dynamics and a lot of parallax effects, which always look great. The last step I take is the editing process. This is pretty much stitching your footage together to tell a story. Every clip you insert should have purpose or add value to the overall story. Even if you're not really shooting a main subject, there always has to be that sense of flow and always has to be that sense of direction. My final steps are color correction, color grading, and adding in my sound design, and we're pretty much done. So shooting B-roll footage in an environment like this where you're kind of restricted to where you can go, what subjects you can shoot, can be a little bit difficult, but that's the challenge here. We're trying to get the best possible quality we can in an environment, find the best shots we can using a specific phone camera or lens that we have. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, a like would be appreciated, and I'll be seeing you again in the next video. Until then, bye-bye.